Hello there and welcome back to Europa Universalis 4, where I'm playing as Persia. As you can see, I'm currently mostly brought into war again against the Ottomans. I'm even just thinking a bit of a cleanup mode at the moment, to be honest, because it's a bit of a scrap trying to get these last few provinces. But I'm getting there. It's getting to the stage where there's just so many units, once again, that it's kind of hard as a human player to really achieve much, but you know, I'll do what I can. I want to increase the war score a bit more than what it is at the moment. Hajamat, want to peace out. You know what? Let them. It leaves Tunis still. Really get into these lands, shall we? I just want to make a difference. Well, not make a difference, that's a bit dramatic. I want to really milk the Ottomans. Even if it's just releasing other nations, just weakening them in other ways, apart from just taking the land for myself, which would be cool as well. And do I give some of this land to Russia? That's probably a starting point. I think they occupy these. So I maybe give them some of this. For example, I don't really want Azov. They can have that. If I don't start losing provinces myself, I think we're all good. We could have released Egypt. Maybe even try and release and vassalize, wouldn't that be something? Production stifled. Our producers become complacent as our use of Smithian economics led to our production techniques being so advanced. Well, I don't want to lose production efficiency. This is to say, actually it seems to translate into higher prices. We'll gain some inflation. That's not the end of the world. Let's do a few sieges. We'll try and hasten this war score, shall we? Still got 30,000 manpower in reserve, which isn't a huge amount. My war exhaustion is starting to get up there. Siege down Belgrade. What else can we siege down? 74% war score. Siege of Zemplin is done. Let's do this siege. Ottomans have still got a lot of troops. Dalmatia is sieged down. General though, that's unfortunate. Did take out a lot of troops though. Let's get a general back. 78% war score. It's almost at the stage now where we do need to look at packing it in. Improvements in trade technology. Our merchants have picked up a few new concepts when it comes to handling trade. When they encountered some foreign merchants, they think that with some investment to try it out, it will be very beneficial for Persia in the long run. Well, I've already maxed out Diplo power, so let's just use caution. It's a call for peace. I want to maybe just finish these two sieges off. Losing provinces now, not even due to the Ottomans, but rather due to these guys, the uprisings, which is annoying. That's probably for the reason. I think one. There's 2 real sieges to go. Once they're done, I think I'll pack up and go home. Maybe enough this one's done. So I want to have the other guys peace out. Alright, 88%. I think that's good enough. Let's go to the table. Now. Let's take that... yes, let's take that province. No. It's 107% overextension. 94. Maybe if I take all of that, just make that line there. But first, I do need to offload some of these to... I can give that to Scandinavia. Bohemia already pieced out, so they don't get nothing. Okay. Give promise to Scandinavia, it makes them happy. Russia's giving provinces in the deal. Canik. Oh, what? What about Russia? I'm not doing that. It's annoying. Really, Russia? Why have you got Canik? That's annoying. Russia can have that place and that place. That make them happy. It's kind of put a bit of a dent in all my defensive plans, but it's okay. I can take all of that then. Could I release anyone of any interest? Could I release Croatia? Might be an option. Release Transylvania. Let's release Croatia. That can be part of the deal. But what could I get instead of that though? Let's just double check first. War reps. Get a lot of money. 5 grand worth of money. Which might be a better idea. I know I can beat the Ottomans now. Why don't I just take all their money? Can't humiliate. 5 grand. I can use a lot. I can do a lot with that. Let's do that. So let's take this big chunk of land. That little province. Give these to my allies. Makes them happy. And let's peace out. Oh, 46 power projection, gets me above 50 again. 30 prestige, that's maxed out again, obviously. And 5,000 ducats. Makes my allies happy. Okay. Obviously, ooh, one of those cores is very expensive. I can't quite get that last core, that's okay. Mission fulfilled. Building the manufactories is full. So I'm going to complete that mission now. Great advances are being made in the field of production, both technological and organisational. Let us invest greatly in new manufactories. A great industrious revolution might be soon upon us. Done. So I get 3,000 ducats back roughly, and increased production efficiency. I can give this mission 2, but it's not really going to achieve much because I've already got full prestige. I'll just sit on that for a bit. Yeah, overextension is dangerously high. Yes, it is. But no one's overly concerning. Okay, let's get my armies back home. And then I've got to look at reorganizing. My forts, because I think I can be a lot smarter about it now. Get my fleets back out doing what they do. Although, I picked up a ship I don't need. Or that. Okay, Aleppo fleet. Go back to Aleppo. The families left behind. The recent war took a heavy toll on our people. Many were called, few returned. The families of nobles and commoners alike toiled as they waited for soldiers to return home, but the war ended and they never did. Now the toiling continues, many being so preoccupied with the work to make up for the lost pair of hands that they barely have time to grieve. Of the ones who have time to think, many are increasingly thinking that we have been throwing away lives too carelessly. I won't say carelessly. Ooh, I just got a bit of unrest maybe. Might that be just an easier solution in the long run? Is that risky? I've got money to spare. Let's set up... We can ease the tax burden on the bereaved. Let's do that. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, Aden fleet. Go back to protecting Aden. Almost fleet also picked up some new units that I don't want. You guys, please go to protecting Hormuz. Okay, my fleets are back on track. I can re-mothball my heavy fleet and even use them in the end. A new technology. It's still, it still costs a bit. Do you need a new advisor? So just get the level 2 one, that's usually a good balance. I've maxed out my Diplo power again, so I'll promote mercantilism. Still got too many relations, but that's okay. Overextension I'm working on. Or a match from Ardabil, I will take that. Yeah, gotta make sure these aren't bleeding unnecessarily. It's not gonna help me get back to full strength now, is it? There we go. Yeah, a lot of money to spend. What I do need to do is sort out where to build my new forts and where I can destroy others. Oh, I gotta caught up first, so disregard. Done alright in the missions. Actually, the only mission I haven't done is trading the extra spices and transferring or converting to Shia. Apart from that, I've done almost every mission. That's pretty good. Bohemia, let's just improve some relations with Bohemia for a little bit. Now, states. I can make some states. I can make Lower Yemen. It's a handy state. Most of my states actually are probably handy to make. Kabulistan's probably more important. Which is an easy way of doing this. There it is, Kabulistan. Let's make US state. Aleppo and Muscat. There's Muscat. We'll make US state. Aleppo will make a state. Sufi shrines. The practice to patronize or even provide for shrines connected to the tombs of famous Sufis has long been a major point of contention for the ulema. With the more traditionalist generation taking power, they are now placing pressure on our ruler to try and clamp down on this custom. Let's say we must do as they ask, move towards legalism. And it gives me an admin tech cost reduction as well. Next in line is Palestine for a state. There it is. Make you a state. Still do more. Nope, that's it. I need a lot more admin power to core those up. Let's do the cheapies first. Get them out of the way. It's gonna cost me a bit for a while. Okay, no armies are bleeding. Everything's still coring up. Trebizond is probably almost at risk, actually. Dramatic currency revaluation. Concerned about spiraling inflation, your government strongly advises you to abandon the old coinage and begin using a new, more stable currency. While beneficial in the long run, this would immediately cause severe unrest in your country, along with loss of prestige. Let's say, who cares about the economy? We'll gain some more inflation. I can deal with that. Trebizond is actually at risk of an uprising. Probably the biggest risk. So I'll move one of the armies there. How is my inflation after taking all that money? It is pretty high. I do need to reduce that. Okay, I have noted my inflation. I have noted that I do need to address the issue. Buildings though, let's build a few. I know I like clicking on the actual province, but when there's just that many, it's hard to know. Shushtar, Lahijan. I read Damascus is, that's over here. Trade guilds and fraternities. Guilds and fraternities are a constant factor in the public life of the High Imamate. In many ways, these are small communities within the community, with their own rules, customs, and even laws. It is also very common for these associations to indulge in mystic traditions, Sufism, and often unorthodox adaptation of the Sharia. Something that sometimes makes it hard for the laws of the ulema to penetrate the urban milieu. An artisan in Aden has reached out to the state, warning us of a local guildsman with a great influence in local affairs. Anyone wishing to take up a craft in the city is currently required to be approved by this man and then swear an oath of allegiance. Let's say this is unacceptable. Move towards legalism. Rightful ownership. Of late, one of our subjects is seen fit to remind us of the tensions caused by us owning land in Kazvin that they view as rightfully theirs. Handing it back to them would show to be a benevolent power. However, such a move could also weaken us. Kazvin. I don't want to give them Kazvin. It's a good province. It is ours and always will be. Maybe I'll just improve relations with Ardabil. Maybe even Yarkand for a bit. Keep my vassals. Oh, Yarkand's happy. Alliance offer some Delhi. No, I don't think I want an alliance from Delhi. It doesn't seem to serve me any purpose. The Hajj. No. These guys have entered my land. Every able-bodied Muslim who can afford to go on Hajj is required to do so at least once. It is a religious duty and one of the 5 pillars of Islam. It is a pilgrimage to Mecca, and all male pilgrims dress in the ihram to show equality of all pilgrims in front of God, as there is no difference between a prince and a pauper. The pilgrims do not shave, clip the nails, wear perfume, swear or quarrel, have sexual relations, uproot or damage plants, kill or harm wild animals, cover the head or the face and hands, marry, wear shoes over the ankles, or carry weapons. As a ruler of Persia and being an able-bodied Muslim, it is time to set an example and begin the Hajj. Now, I don't need prestige, so let's say Mecca awaits. And off we go to do the Hajj. I'd like to boost ability, but not at the moment. This is pour another one up. Still got this Diplo power issue, so I might just need to do it. Ah, the rituals of Hajj. The many rituals of Hajj include Tawaf, where the pilgrims visit the Kaaba and walk around it 7 times counterclockwise, uttering a prayer in each circuit, ending the ritual by praying and running or walking 7 times between the hills of Safa and Marwa. The next day, the pilgrims leave for Mount Arafat, where they stand in contemplative vigil and pray and recite the Quran. The night is spent sleeping on the ground of Muzdalifah. The day after, the pilgrims throw stones to signify their defiance of the devil at the largest pillar known as Jamrat al-Aqaba. When the 7 stones have been thrown, the pilgrims slaughter animals to commemorate the story of Abraham and Ishmael. The pilgrimage is almost over, but some tasks still remain. Move towards legalism. I might just have to do it. Let's just get the next... No. How about we just stop it there and end this episode, perhaps? I've got a few things to talk about. With techs and whatnot. Missions. Overextensions, still high. Yeah. Still got no manpower. That's probably hurting me the most. My armor's almost fully stocked. But I think I'll end the episode there. So, it concludes another successful war against the Ottomans. Got a nice shorter border here. So once that's all caught up, I can destroy a lot of these forts and just build a few smaller, well, destroy a bigger group of forts and make a more efficient line along here, which will save me money. And then I've got to look at, I've got time for another few wars against the Ottomans. I want to kick them out of Africa. And it's going to take, yeah, I've got more war to do. I've got just under 100 years left to really try and maximize my gains in this game. But the Ottomans are getting beaten back. I should have released Croatia, that would have been fun. It's kind of a hard choice between taking land for yourself and releasing other nations. But now that I've seen Hungary being released, I don't know. We'll have to think about it. But that can wait till next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate the support. Take care out there, and as always, I hope to see you next time.